Good day, everyone. Today I'm going to analyze the novel called Middlemarch, which is by George Eliot. First, I'm going to look at the background of the novel and then the summary. Full title of the novel is Middlemarch, a study of provincial life. It was published in 1871 and 1872 in 8 installments. It was published by William Blackwood and Sons. The novel can be categorized under the genre of realism and historical fiction. This novel has been narrated from a third person omniscient point of view and is in past tense. The major themes are love and marriage, high ambition, societal expectations, Victorian era, and society. Now, let us move on to the summary part. Dorothea Brooke is a smart and religious young woman. She and her sister Celia has come to stay with their unmarried uncle Mr. Brooke since their parents have died. They reside in the fictitious town of Middlemarch in England. Sir James, who is a baronet, is courting Dorothea, but she chooses a 45-year-old clergyman named Edward Casaubon because she thinks he is intelligent and believes that this marriage will lead to the path of spiritual and intellectual growth. After their marriage, she learns that Casaubon has been collecting notes for the last 30 years for his thesis called The Key to All Mythologies. His thesis is based on ideas that are no longer relevant and will never be released publicly. She also becomes a good friend of Will Ladislaw, a student who is a cousin of Casaubon. Soon, Ladislaw falls in love with Dorothea. Casaubon, upon finding this new development, becomes jealous. However, Dorothea is not aware of her husband's emotions, neither she knows about Ladislaw's affectations for her. Her life with her husband becomes more difficult. Casaubon has a heart attack and he dies having left a will which says that if Dorothea ever marries Ladislaw, she will not be able to inherit Casaubon's wealth. The second main character is Tertius Lydgate, a doctor who arrives in Middlemarch hoping to prosper in his medical profession. Rosamond Vinci married Lydgate in order to rise up the social ladder. Lydgate's education was funded by his uncle, who did not want Lydgate to pursue a medical career as he considered it as a working class profession. Lydgate is drowned in debt because of overspending on his wife and his house. As Lydgate's economic situation becomes deep, he realizes that his wife does not really love him and married him only for her mean gain. Meanwhile, Rosamond's brother Fred becomes financially bankrupt because of his habitual gambling. He is waiting to inherit his uncle Featherstone's wealth, but upon his uncle's death, the money and land is revealed to be inherited by his uncle's illegitimate son. Fred has no choice but to finish his university studies and is forced to choose the path of a clergyman. His lover, Mary Garth, will not marry him until he settles down in his life financially. Mary's father accepts Fred as his business apprentice, which allows Fred an opportunity to get engaged to Mary. Lydgate has set up a hospital with the financial aid of Bulstrode, uncle of Rosamond. Bulstrode is criticized by many for his corrupt power. He has a secret that he made his early wealth by stealing the inheritance of the heirs of his first wife. John Raffles, a swindler and an alcoholic, arrives in the town, blackmailing him for the money in order to keep quiet about his past. When Raffles falls sick due to his drinking habit, Bulstrode calls Lydgate to get Raffles treated. Bulstrode did not follow Lydgate's instructions, eventually killing the patient. Soon the evil deeds of Bulstrode comes out in the open, and Lydgate is thought to be connected with the crime because he took a loan from Bulstrode to avoid bankruptcy. Ultimately, Lydgate and Rosamond leave the town. Dorothea and Will Ladislaw could not deny the love for each other. Despite of disagreements from her family members, they got married on the strength of her own personal fortune. The novel ends with one more marriage of Fred Vinci and Mary Garth. So, here ends the novel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.